Now, even though I could have continued work on the body straight away as the paint pretty much dries instantly and I did not clear coat it whatsoever, I still decided not to and move on to the interior and also on the chassis in a later video in order to finish the entire build and apply the decals in a later stage. So I cut out all of the parts from the sprues and cleaned them up a bit before moving on to primer. If you have already built this kit or are building it along with me, then you probably noticed during the instructions that a lot of the parts, pretty much all of them it seems, need to be painted in a semi-gloss black. So instead of showing you how I paint a lot of parts in semi-gloss black, I'm just going to show all the other colors. In this case, I'm just adding some textured black to some of the foam pieces for in the roll cage, and also on the inside of the seat. The outside of the bucket was painted in a semi-gloss black and will receive some carbon fiber decals later, but the inside, to give it a bit of texture, got some of the textured black. The top dashboard was painted in a gray and the bottom was previously painted before masking it off in semi-gloss black, and so on and so forth. A couple of the other interior parts like the roll cage and also the main chassis pan, or interior pan in this case, were painted in some silver, and I also added some gunmetal to the detail for the fire extinguisher, which in this case I think it's a fire extinguisher, I'm not sure. You will probably correct me in the comments down below. I'm quite curious what it is, but in my case I thought that fire extinguishers were always supposed to be red, but I guess not. If it's not a fire extinguisher, then it could be gray, and if it is, it apparently should be great, but I don't know. Nope. So just moving on. Yep. Okay. Initially, when I took this kit out of the box, I had the idea to just build it straight away, not go too fancy with filling all of the seams and adding a lot of carbon fiber decals and details to the interior. Well, as you could have seen in the first episode, I did hide all of those seams with a lot of filler and tried my best to fix all of the mistakes I made and hide even more of those seams. So since I spent a lot of time correcting the body and getting it as best as I could in this situation, I thought the interior deserved the same treatment. So just to be sure, I posted a poll on my Patreon page where a couple of you guys support me each month, and pretty much all of them said that I should also add the decals and the detailing to the interior, so that's what I did. With all of the carbon fiber decals now out of the way, I could move on to adding some more details with simply just a brush and some paints. So as you could see just there, I firstly base coated all these knobs and buttons with some silver to make it a lot easier for the paints and the pens to cover, and then I'm just going pretty much wild looking at various reference photos I found on the internet, painting all of these buttons in a correct looking color. I also painted some details on the steering column and could then move on to creating a 6-point harness with some scale production seatbelt material stuff and then a lot of time. Now I did leave in a quick time lapse of a bit of this, and I also did a full video showing you how I do this in a bit more depthy of a style. I will leave a link in the description down below. So the seat belts are now done, and I could move on to assembling this whole lot. All of the parts are painted and detailed, and with some super glue from Bob Smith Industries, they were all stuck together to be a whole interior. With the door panel now put in place, the interior is finished. Now normally I would just move on to the next video and not show any in-detailed shots of the interior or the finished component, but I am still getting a lot of questions about me just putting some of these pictures in the videos. So I will be doing that, but also just to know, I have a Facebook page where I post all of these photos as well. You can even look them up and look a bit closer and have a bit more time than just in the video. So if you might enjoy that, head over to facebook.com/thescalemodeling channel.